All right. Chapter 2 of Wildfire. Thank you for tuning back in. I'm trying really hard not to crack the spine fully. It has never been opened until doing this series. He's my son, and I will not apologize for bringing him. Let me start that over. I will edit this out, I'm sure. Bestie said she's bringing me a surprise snack for being brave and doing this. Clock. I like being brave sometimes. Alright, Chapter 2, Wildfire. He's my son, and I will not apologize for bringing him, your majesty. The man inclining his head to my father and myself while we sit in the small throne room used for private audiences has no shame as he confirms the rumors that have been floating around the palace since late this morning. That a common runt had been brought here to be presented after the sounding of my mating call. It was unexpected, to say the least, and while I don't necessarily mind, unbothered by the thought of a common bride due to the trust I have in my inner beast to choose what is best for us and the kingdom, just as the beast of my father and grandfathers have done before me for centuries, my father seems to have taken great offense to what is technically a snub to our long-standing family lineage. It is highly inappropriate for you to have brought someone with no family history to speak of to be presented to my son, Lord Aquino. Have you no thought of the shame that you just brought us? The shame that you've brought yourself by even imagining that some random bastard you, just as my father leans forward, intent on laying into the man that had been his most trusted adviser until deciding to step away from the palace life in favor for raising his children in the childhood home he inherited after his father's estate and title were gifted to him, but he gets cut off by the glare that is most out of character. The words that follow sincere enough to bring a smile to my lips, even though I know father and I need to present ourselves as a united front. Your Majesty, forgive me for interrupting, but my reign is no bastard. He is my son. It doesn't matter if I played a part in his creation. I took responsibility for him and raised him into a proper young man. He has a father and family that loves him very much. I meant no offense to either one of you by bringing him here today. I simply wish that he be afforded the same opportunities as my other children. Out of all my girls, he's the one who reacted most strongly to Prince Imris's call, and I could not bear to leave him home, knowing that bringing him here for the selection may be the reason why the universe entrusted my wife and I with his care so many years ago. Lord Aquino's speech seems to only befuddle my father, the stern affection in his old friend's voice enough to give him pause. He's no bastard. Rain is part of the Cloud family, and he deserves to be here. To allow my father to collect his thoughts instead of giving him the chance to reply using anger, I know his beast feels at not being permitted to finish his rant about conduct and decorum. I let my curiosity guide my mouth into action. You say he was affected by my call? The rueful smile that works its way onto Lord Aquino's lips makes me glad that I let the answer fall from my lips in order to give father a chance to cool his flames. Yes, your highness. Your beckoning brought him to his very knees, and once there he couldn't calm himself for some time. his beast crying back to you without even taking the time to shift and do it properly. The smile that had put me so at ease slowly drops from Lord Aquino's face as his eyes cloud, the after image of the day clearly playing before them. I don't think I've ever seen her react so viscerally to hearing a call before. Not even biting down on his own knuckles could keep his dragon quiet. Nor have I. To not be able to control your inner beast is one thing, though knowing that Lord Aquino would never permit someone in his household to go without such skills means that that cannot be the case. That his claimed son had lost control of his inner self so entirely that it was able to take control and try to alert me to his presence while not being conscious enough to realize that I would never hear its weak cries without shifting before calling back to me. It almost makes me wonder that if he had been able to shift and call back to me, what would my reaction have been? I had heard many returning calls that day, all feminine shifters, all announcing that they heard me, that they've acknowledged the start of my search for a queen, and that they each wished to be the one I choose, but none of their songs had elicited any reaction from me. All I could do was sit and wait for the branch families with daughters and the most feminine of sons, both young and old, for me to choose from, the last of which had arrived from the furthest recesses of all the territories that make up our vast land just this morning, and are currently resting until it's time for the evening meal. Intriguing reaction or not, you've insulted everyone in attendance today by bringing a common runt into the palace grounds. I am sorry, Aquino, but I cannot permit Rain to be presented with the other father. My interruption is welcomed just as much as Lord Aquino's had been, though I know my words will be even less welcome and altogether more shocking. I think I would like you to allow it. I am curious about the young dragon who couldn't even find it in himself to shift before trying to call out to me. The youngest adopted son of my father's oldest friend. There had been more to the rumors circulating today than just the fact that a commoner was here to be presented along with all the other possible brides. There had been gossip that the young man, with no background or breeding to speak of, holds a beauty more special than even the most stunning of roses here in our gardens. That he is pale and fair in every sense of the words, nothing but a sliver of flushed moonbeam poured into jade-green robes that mark him as a member of the Cloud family, despite not having sprung directly from the noble branch's family loins. I think I might like to see Rain, the Cloud family's adopted runt, if only to pay him and his family a small kindness. What would be the harm to include him just this once, if only to keep from publicly shaming him by not allowing him to be here at all? And that, my friends, is chapter 2 of Wildfire. I will be reading a chapter a night, every-ish night, to make content for you, because my books deserve to be read. If you'd like to read this, you can get a copy of the ebook in my bookstore at the Playroom Online. See you there.